Alright, so I want to talk the Chiefs Kingdom and Niners Nation for a second, because you got a lot of stories coming out about this player being overconfident or this coaching staff overlooking this and being overconfident about their team winning the Super Bowl, and it's just a bunch of nonsense, okay? All the trash talking and overconfidence is coming from the fans, not the team and the players. The Niners and Chiefs right now, they're focused on enjoying the moment and preparing themselves for the Super Bowl, because it's not going to be an easy game. They're focused on that. It's really the fans that are talking trash, which is expected. With the Chiefs fans, it's the first time their team's been in the Super Bowl in the last 50 years. So obviously, you expect them to talk trash. They're going to be talking nonsense for the next 2 weeks. It's just how it is. And with Niners fans, they never shut up. They've always been talking trash. And the worst part is that people have overlooked their team all season. So it's 10 times worse now that their team's in the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, we got to realize this. This is how fans are. When your team is having success, you're going to talk trash. Every fan base does this. Heck, my fan base did it this year. When our Ravens team was winning, we talked trash because we were overlooked and not expected to have success, and we ended up having a lot of success. So obviously, we talked trash because the team was succeeding. Heck, we talked trash to the point where we overlooked the Tennessee Titans. And at the end of the day, our team got upset at home and went one and done. It happens. I can tell you this right now. If the Detroit Lions go 13-3 next season and Matthew Stafford's in the MVP conversation, you can guarantee that Detroit Lions fans will be talking a lot of trash. It just comes with the territories. Fans always talk trash and trash other teams that they're going up against and talk about how superior their team is compared to theirs. It's part of the game. We just got to understand that. So all this trash talking that's coming from both sides, we got to understand, it is not the players or the coaches, it is the fans. Understand that. With that being said, I still want to give a warning to the Chiefs and the 49ers. Do not get overconfident. Stay humble. Enjoy the moment. Listen, you guys are in the Super Bowl. Not many players get to play in this game. No matter what happens, you got to play in the Super Bowl. That's a story you can take with you for the rest of your life. Enjoy the moment. Have fun with it. But remember to remain humble. And stay focused because the job's not done yet. The goal isn't to get to the Super Bowl. The goal is to win it all. You want to hoist that trophy. So stay humble, stay focused, and get yourself prepared. But remember to enjoy the moment because you don't want to overlook your opponent. We've seen it happen too many times. Remember in 2013 Super Bowl 48 with the Broncos and the Seahawks? We saw Peyton Manning put up his best MVP season. In fact, that was the best season of his career. 55 touchdowns, over 5,000 yards passing. They were the best team in football, got to the Super Bowl, and they were heavy favorites against the Seattle team. What ended up happening? They overlooked the Seahawks, and that Legion of Boom defense absolutely wrecked them. They were not ready to play. You knew it was a trouble when they started the game off with the safety. I was like, oh boy, Peyton and this team's about to choke when I first saw that. It's just how it is. If you overlook a team, it's going to be trouble. Another prime example, 2015, Super Bowl 50. Cam Newton has that MVP season and leads the Panthers to that 15-1 record and all the way to the Super Bowl. In that NFC Championship game against Carson Palmer and the Cardinals, they destroyed them. Meanwhile, you look at the Denver Broncos, they fought in battles to get here and absolutely took it to Tom Brady and the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. They got to the Super Bowl through hard work. I'm not saying, by the way, when I'm saying through hard work, I'm just saying that both teams had hard work, but we clearly see one team that was not nearly as talented as the other team had to put more effort in and give it their all. And they were so focused and locked in that they managed to pull it off. Now, I'm not saying both teams weren't like working hard to get here. I'm just saying one team was more talented than the other, so it made sense why they were the favorites. And the Panthers were heavy favorites to win, but I still picked the Broncos because I was like, this defense is going to get to Cam Newton. And once they get to Cam Newton, it's going to be game over. I had so much confidence. What I saw that Broncos defense do to Tom Brady in that AFC Championship game completely convinced me that the Broncos were going to win the Super Bowl. I wish I was making videos back then, but I legit was like, everybody, if you're making a bet, take the Broncos. Take the Broncos to beat the Panthers. Because the way that defense got to Brady. Nah, if you saw the way that defense got to Brady, you would have... I immediately switched my pick. I said, Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to get to Cam Newton and there's going to be trouble. And we saw what happened. The Panthers were heavy favorites going into the Super Bowl, and that defense got to Cam, caused him to make mistakes. We know the infamous fumble and no attempt to dive on the ball by Cam Newton. It was just a disaster. and they ended up getting beat badly by that Broncos team. You just gotta remain focused. That's just the message I'm trying to give to both the Chiefs and the Niners. Remain focused, stay humble, enjoy the moment, don't overlook your opponent, because it doesn't end well. Now, I do not believe they will overlook their opponent, because I believe with Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan, they know what they're doing. I don't think they're going to have their teams come out here and just overlook their opponent, because everyone knows what Andy Reid's resume is, and with Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback in the league, you don't overlook this Chiefs team. At the same time, this Niners defense is legit. It's the best defense in the league. It's the fiercest defense in the league. You don't want to go up against it. And that Niners offense is so explosive, and they can beat you in so many ways. Bruh, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't have to do anything in the NFC Championship game. Mozart just completely destroyed the Packers defense. So imagine what would have happened had he actually had to put more effort and had to throw the ball more. Can you imagine how that game would have went? So Jimmy G on his game, plus that running game, plus that defense, that's not an easy team to beat. So both these teams know what's at stake. Both these teams knows what's on the line. They're going to be focused. They're going to be prepared. So anybody that's trying to say that that there's too much trash talking coming from the Chiefs or too much trash talking coming from the Niners, ignore that. It's not happening. It's not happening. They're focused on the goal. They're not going to overlook each other, which is why I believe we're going to have a really great Super Bowl. If you're hearing any of these stories, it's coming from the Chiefs and Niners fans. And again, they have the right to talk trash because their team is in the Super Bowl. Don't get mad. Don't get all salty if they start insulting your team. It is what it is. If it was your team in the Super Bowl, you would be saying the same thing. Every fan base does this. And we gotta just remember that this is how it is. When your team has success, you're gonna talk trash. When your team fails, you're gonna sit back in the corner and be quiet. When somebody comes for your team, you're gonna want to say something. But if their team's in the Super Bowl and your team's sitting on the couch, what can you really say? It's just part of the game. The fans do not affect the outcome, but they do talk most of the trash. It's not coming from the players for the most part. It's coming from the fans. So let's just sit back, enjoy the Super Bowl when it happens. I can't wait to talk about it in my preview. I'll probably do that sometime next week, but I can't wait to talk about it. So let's just sit back, relax, enjoy the moment, and get ready for an amazing Super Bowl. Heed my warning, Niners and Chiefs fans. Heed my warning. Please heed my warning. As for the fans, do whatever you want. Your team's in the Super Bowl. You can talk all the trash you want. That's all I got for this video, and I'm out of here. Peace.